It feels like it's time to start the comedy show. What do you guys think? Is it time for comedy? A pretty decent response. I'm going to try this one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you called sitters. Some of you are avoiding your parental duties to be here. Some of you are the result of people ignoring those parental duties. Either way, you found the coolest thing going on Maui on a Monday night. You guys ready for some comedy? That's right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the hula dancer, whoever that was. Is it right here in front of my face? That was loud as hell. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Comedy Simulator. Whose first time is it here at the Comedy Simulator? Some of us, welcome. First timers, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for your honesty. It's called the Comedy Simulator because this is not a real comedy show. This is a simulated comedy experience. What does that mean? You are not a real audience. We are not real comedians. What does that mean? Nobody charged you at the door, so lower your expectations. That's what all this means. This is a way to make open mic fun. We've gamified it. Some of these sets are going to be great, and you're going to have an amazing time enjoying those. Some of these sets are going to be bad. I'm going to be honest with you. Not all of them are going to be executed perfectly. Somebody is going to have a rough night tonight, and we're going to make that fun too. That's how we do the Comedy Simulator. We are supportive here. So supportive, in fact, that the audience member of the night, the best audience member, gets this free bottle of High Spice hot sauce. That's right, locally made, handcrafted hot sauce. I can tell you it's handcrafted because my hands craft it. That's right, it's my day job. They're our sponsor. You want my hands in your mouth? This is how you get it. Wait. I mean what I say. Also, if a comedian is universally, agreeably having a rough set, they bomb, so to speak. You've heard that term? When a comedian bombs, they have a bad one. If we all agree, they can wear this. This is a bomb beanie. I bought it on Etsy for $40. But this is a way to wear your shame in a way that's productive. If you bomb tonight and the audience agrees you can wear this hat, audience members, you see somebody wearing this hat, don't be mean to them. Drink. Follow them on Instagram. Be a part of their journey, not a part of why they're wearing the hat. Comedian of the night, you will be splitting the tips with me. So try hard. You might make some money. It might mean you don't spend any money on weed this week, and that means a lot to us comedians, right? That's right. That's mostly comedians that are in support of that. All right. Tonight's theme is storytelling. Every week we have a theme to help keep people on track. Sometimes it's topics from a bucket. That was last week. Sometimes we do crowd work, or we do like, hey, what do you do for a living? Hey, what's your face? But we don't do that today. They still can. But today's theme is storytelling. So a lot of the jokes tonight you'll be hearing are story-based, which is good. Everybody's got a story. For all you comics, I'm sure you got some story that you tell at parties, whatever. Feel free to tell it here on stage. There's still open spots on the mic list, so if you want to tell some stories tonight, we got 5 spots open. You get 5 minutes of stage time. This is also live streaming, so if you have a warrant, maybe wear a face mask, just like those ICE members. No, so this is live streaming. I'm now going to a gulag. I hope you enjoyed my presence. No, we're on the Comedy Simulator on our YouTube. It's at Comedy Simulator. If you want to watch us again when you're not here, follow us there. All right, you guys ready to begin? You ready to start the Comedy Simulator? All right, begin simulation. So there's a good stretch of about 6 years that I was doing stand-up comedy in LA, and I was trying to be an actor too. And there's this actor bar that's in the heart of Los Angeles that nobody knows about unless you're an actor. It's called Residuals, which is hilarious if you're an actor. Residuals are the checks that you get for TV shows once they air. And if they air a lot, you get a lot of money. But if you have an old show that only plays like once on Nick at Night, you get like a check for 12 cents. So you take your residuals down to residuals and you drink it away. So that's the joke. Not very funny, that's actor humor, all right? There's more actor humor coming at you. I'm at this bar drinking, and these 240-pound males have a scuffle. I won't call it a fight because they're 240-pound males. It looks like 2 cyclists having an argument, right? You know what I mean? Like very frail. They're both wearing vests. Vests were hot at the time. I don't know why. They just look like marionette puppets. Like, I get up, I get up. It's very, very silly. But they go outside because they're about to fight. And I don't know about you, but I love watching fights. Yes. I bounced bars for over a decade. I watch UFC I just love watching other people fight, one of my favorite things. So I go outside and I'm ready to see this fight. And these two actors are getting in each other's face. I'm like, you ready? It's like, yeah, I'm ready. I've been waiting for this. I fucking hate you. It's like, all right, all right, all right. Actors rules, right? I'm like, what? And the other guy goes, of course, of course. And then they start swinging at each other's bodies. Actors rules means no punching to the face. And everybody in the parking lot knew it, and I was like, this must be one of those like fucking residuals jokes. I don't get this. This is. And then they finished their little squabble. They went back in the bar and they shared a drink, and I thought that was very, very strange. That's how LA is in the comedy scene. I found out that I was training to do comedy the wrong way when I moved to LA. I used to be sober before getting on stage all the time. I wouldn't smoke until my comedy was done for the day. I wouldn't do anything until I was done for the day, and then I'd party. But then, I had my first taste of a real LA stage. I got booked at the Comedy Store, first time. I'm in the green room backstage. I'm sweating. Bob Saget walks in the door. This is back in the day. That's how old this was. That's how long ago. It was back when Bob Saget was alive, which is like 5 years ago. That's not that long. But if you're young, that's long. That's like, what do you mean? I was like 15 then. That's weird, right? Or anyways. Bob Saget walks in, and we're sitting around this glass table. It's a piano that it's a glass table, bunch of like razor blade gashes on this table. It's obviously the Comedy Coke table. And at first I was like, ugh, but then I was like, wait a minute. All the best comedians that have ever done the Comedy Store have probably done drugs off this table. All of a sudden I felt closer to the table. I was like, I want to lick it. I just want to be a part of it. I don't know. And Bob Saget walked in, he sees us looking at the table, he's like, why aren't you guys doing anything off the table? And I look over and I'm like, because Bob Saget, which feels weird, we don't have any drugs. And he goes, oh, is that the problem? Have fun, guys, and walks away. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in a position to do a celebrity's drugs, but I don't care what your moral stance is, you're probably gonna do them. You're probably gonna do them. Sorry if you're young out there, don't do them, but you probably will. I mean, you really shouldn't stay in school, but you probably will. Don't do them, like seriously. They could ruin your life, but you will. So, it happens, and then somebody goes, hey, who back here is Chino LaForge? And I'm like, that's me. He's like, you're on in 3 minutes. And I'm like, oh, shit. I've never done comedy stoned at this point. And I'm not like a frequent, I have to go on stage like this is happening? And I got on stage and I was like, all right, you can do this. I grabbed the mic, and sitting in the third row is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, is staring at me. And I'm staring at him now, and he gives me this look of like, yes, I'm Dave Grohl, don't let it fuck you up. Like he's fucked up thousands of artists across the nation where they get on stage, like, hey, what's up, everybody? Like, oh my God! And it happens every time to him, I could tell. So I locked in. I walked in and I did my set. And I think I did pretty well. And that's when I realized that I can no longer train comedy that way. So that's why I show up fucked up every time I do comedy. So if you see me on stage, I am not okay to drive. All right, are you guys ready to start the show? Are we ready? Ladies and gentlemen, your first comic of the night. He wanted first, we'll give it to him. Give it up for John Kanye.
What's up, guys? I nearly just knocked over a table on my way up here. Give it up for Chino LaForge, running the Comedy Simulator every Monday night. Let me hear something for him. Come on, guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right, calm down. I want to try something new. I've never done this in public before, but this is Hank Hill after hearing rap music coming from Bobby Hill, his son's room. If you guys know Hank Hill from Mike Judge TV show, this is Hank Hill after hearing rap music from Bobby's room. What the hell, Bobby? Turned down for what? Come on, guys. That took a lot of effort. Okay, it's story night, storytelling night, and you're new here. Do you want to hear a story about Icy Hot or dating Latina women? No, too late. All right, I heard dating Latina women. Let this be a lesson to you. Never miss your shot. Okay? You had the chance. And so have I, and I failed. Okay? With Latino women, specifically. I love Latino women. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. Something cool about Phoenix, Arizona is that it's not cool. It's fucking hot. It's so hot that during the summers, there's owls in Phoenix. The owls don't say who. They say, why the fuck is it so hot? Anyways, I was dating a Latina woman, and we were watching Ink Masters. And one random day, we're watching Ink Masters, and it's an episode where the guys that are tattooing get in a fight with each other, and I'm sitting next to my girlfriend. I got my arm around her, and she's like, ooh, they're fighting for me. That's what goes on in a Latina woman's head. As soon as they see somebody fighting, they're fighting over her immediately. That same woman, I was dating her. This is actually now early on, way before that happened. Early on in our relationship, actually. She was a lawyer. She was Peruvian. She was about 4'10", and she was feisty and super smart, way smarter than me. I'm a fucking idiot. Why you guys are looking at me right now? You know that already, right? Thank you. I'm dating this Latina woman, and we go out for drinks, we go out for dinner, we go back up to her room. She lives in a high-rise in downtown Phoenix. And we got in an argument, and you should never argue with a lawyer, but I did. And we argued over the fact that she believed that she would never allow herself to have more than 500 contacts in her phone. And I said, that's stupid. I was like, why do you have that arbitrary rule? And of course, I'm drunk, she's drunk, and now we're just arguing about this. And I needed some space. Because in her apartment, there was a coffee table right here, and I couldn't like turn my knees. So I pushed the coffee table forward so I could turn and look at her. And she got fucking pissed. She says, move it back. I was like, what? She's like, move my coffee table back right fucking now. And I was like, no. And I flipped over a chair. I'm crazy, right? She picks up my shoes and goes over to the 44th floor window and holds them out the window, and she's like, put my fucking furniture back or I'm fucking dropping your shoes. And I'm like, fuck you, drop my shoes. And she throws them and hits me in the face. This is storytelling, guys. Oh my God. I haven't told this story in, I don't know, I told this to my best friend one time. And that day, this was like the first time that I'd ever been in her apartment. And when we first got up there, I had to tell this as a preamble, but when I first got up there, she had to go into her bedroom, freshen up, whatever, and she left me alone. She's a lawyer. She's been a lawyer for a few years. She's making fucking money. Everything was fucking nice. Viking appliances, big flat screen TV. One thing was out of place, which was a knife block. It was old, decrepit, broken. And so I'm like, what? I investigate. I'm like, what is this? Take out some of the knives. They're all dull as shit. I'm like, okay, this is weird. But anyway, so I knew that already. I knew that in my head. I knew these knives are dull. She throws the shoes at me, and I'm unfazed. She goes into the kitchen to grab a knife out of the knife block, but I know they're dull. She points the knife at me, and she's like, you better put all my fucking furniture back right now. I grab the knife by the blade, and I pull it out of her hands, and she's staring at me with fucking eyes like a deer in headlights. I didn't get stabbed. I'm not going to finish the rest of that story because it's not for this.
It's not over?
It's not for this. Yeah. Guys, my name's John Calle. Thanks for coming out.
John Calle, ladies and gentlemen. Letting out the skeletons. Wow, I was like, I'll save that for another time. I was like, there's more to that story? That already read like a court document. Holy shit. Do you still have, did it cut your hand when you pulled the knife? No? So they were dull? Yeah, they were. Those are dull. Okay, all right. That's the knife block. That makes sense. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving forward. You guys ready to move forward? From story to story. You got a happy one for us? I hope this next time. Ladies and gentlemen, he hosts the open mic Tuesday nights in Kihei. If you want more comedy tomorrow night, make sure you go to Vibe in Kihei. Give it up for Mr. Morgan!
Thank you, Chino. Thank you, everybody. Look at this crowd. We got a good room tonight, I tell you what. Did y'all ever crap so big your pants fit better? I don't know. I just thought I'd mention it is Diarrhea Awareness Week. It runs till Friday. No, getting a little more serious. We're telling stories tonight, and I got a story from this morning. I woke up with such a hangover. I heard my neighbor mowing the lawn, and I was gonna get up, but I thought, fuck it, he can just mow around me. I had this terrible down in Kihei what's been happening with the storm and the waves, and there's a boat on the beach, and this happens every year. But also what seems to happen every year too is someone gets bit by a shark, and sometimes they die. And that happened most recently to this guy who was in Kihei on his honeymoon, and he went snorkeling with his wife, and he got bit by the shark and died. And they say they were only married 7 days, so he didn't suffer. Thank you. I know. Rest in peace. I got this new car, and it's got a backup. It's got a movie screen on the dashboard, and I put it in reverse, and it showed me a movie of a guy getting run over, and I was like, fuck, I don't think I like this car. But then I was out driving that same car, and I really suck at driving, and I rear-ended this person today, and this beautiful blonde lady gets out, and she had an accent. I think she's from Australia. She said, just ram me in the ass, why don't you? And that's where the confusion started. Thank you. I don't know, I just take a break from the stories for a second. Do we got anybody from Canada here? By any chance? They're never here when you need them. But I feel like Canada right now, they must feel like that neighbor that lives above the meth lab. They're kind of, fuck, man. What are we gonna do about these fuckers downstairs? It turns out, and I'm not a political guy, but I did hear that Trump wants to be buried in Arlington Cemetery. How's this Friday? I support this wholeheartedly. Let's just go ahead and I'll go down there and dance on that motherfucking day. Right? If I'm unable to dance, I will crawl across it. Let's see. And what's funny is like how plastic surgery used to be taboo, but now you mention Botox and nobody even raised an eyebrow. Anyway, and I wasn't gonna drink today, but my cousin's niece's dog got sick, so yeah, I'm tearing it up. Y'all want to drink? Just see me at the bar. Let's see. Oh, and make sure you tip your servers. Thanks. Shout out to our beautiful bartenders and our hosts at the most, Ikaika, and they hold this place down each and every week. I can only imagine what it's like here the rest of the week, day and night. I'm only here on Monday night, so that's something else. Let's see. I think that's just about it, except for this one story. How much time do I have?
You got about a minute.
About a minute. Okay, I think I can do this. So let's see. I was out last week and bumped into this lady, friend of mine from a while back, and we got to talking, got to remembering how much we were attracted to each other. We went back to her place. She started fooling around, and she said, something I've always wanted to do. I'm gonna stick this knotted rag in your ass. And I said, no, you're not. And she said, no, I'm going to stick this knotted rag up your ass, see? And when I yank it out, it's going to be like the 4th of July. And I don't know about you, but when it comes to my ass, I don't like the word yank straight away. So she says, well, how do you feel about a string of beads? So I'm at the hospital having the beads removed. The doctor pulled the string. I came like a wildcat in Kihei in the middle of it. All right, I'm gonna get out here, give it to the next time. Like, stick around, it's a lot funnier than this.
Great set. One more time. Give it for Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. There's some features at you guys. Those are some funny jokes, definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, your next comic is an improver who is now diversifying their accolades by joining the realm of stand-up comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, give it for Kevin Curry.
Thanks, Gino. Yeah, I constantly seeking new ways to terrify myself. So, you know, I've gotten used to improv with other people. Now being alone is like, ugh. So first time without a script, let's see how I do. I'm wearing long pants tonight. Anybody else here cold? Freezing? Thank you. It was so cold, I think I had a testicle kind of like revert into an ovary, like crawl up into my abdomen. I was late, I was in the bathroom trying to coax it out with a Bic lighter and a handy wipe. It's still, so if my voice glitches, you'll know what's going on. Tonight is story night, so I'm going to tell you, I used to be a nightclub singer, of other things, and so the first time I ever sang in a bar, I was 20 years old. Picture this. I was 20, it was 1980 in Monterey, California. And I got a fake ID and walked in. It was very swank. Originally from Dayton, Ohio, so this place was much fancier than I was used to. Like, it had carpeting and there was no pool table. And I was struck. I was absolutely smitten. There was like a 5-piece band in the corner. They were doing jazz. And a beautiful woman was in this like brocade outfit. She was half Japanese, half black with chopsticks in her hair. And I was like, wow, this is like the shit. So I watched them sing a song or two, and you know, after they were finished, I walk up to the sax player who seemed to be in charge and said, hey, can I sit in with you guys? And he looked at me like, sit in? Okay. Well, what do you sing? It's like, I don't know anything, because I was pretty naive. And, you know, I don't think he knew like Mandy from Barry Manilow or, you know, some of the songs I knew from back then. So he said, well, do you know Brick House? She's a brick house. You know, I'm like, I can rock that now, but back then it was a little intimidating. And I said, no. He says, well, how about this? Do you know What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell? Anybody, you know that song? And a little jazzy number. And so I said, no, but I'll learn it. So I went out all throughout Monterey looking for a 45. And for those of you younger people, that's not a Glock, it's actually a record that goes around this way. Yeah, things have changed, right? So they didn't have it. It was a collector's item. I had to call the radio station and ask the DJ, would you play this song? And wait 2 hours with my boombox that was the size of like, you know, a mattress, right? In my cassette tape, air to air. Memorized that song, showed up at the bar next week with my words in my pocket, and you know, speaking, it was nervous as hell. But there was a moment when I showed back up, he's like, oh, you're back. Sort of like, thought I was a creeper. Maybe I was, I don't know. And got up, and they got me up right after the first set, and I took a deep breath, and I was really struck. I'm sure that the stage was slightly smaller than this, but those of you musicians, when you put like 8 people on this stage plus myself, you're like this, you know, it was a moment. But they started their music, did their thing, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum, and what you won't do. And I started singing, and suddenly everyone relaxed. They thought, oh, dude's not weird, he can really sing. And I have to tell you, the moment that I experienced next to this beautiful little Japanese doll next to me doing my background vocals was something more than sex. It was the best thing I've ever had. Because when my voice resonated with hers, I felt like, I think the ladies, if you had like a guy who was really into doing the dishes, you know, if that was his thing, you're like, wow. Or for guys, it's sort of like, cheerleaders, you know, if you're a porn star, you got cast and you go, yay, go, go. So I felt it was a moment. And so I would say that that's the #1 song that I remember in my life. And it really didn't change for me until I met Bobby Caldwell here on Maui at the Jazz Festival. And that'll be another story for another day, but the most racist thing I've said to any celebrity is, dude, I thought you were white. And that wasn't a good moment, and it's not one now either. Anyway, that's it for me, you guys. I think I'm gonna get the Baringi hat, I don't know, take that.
Give it up for Kevin, ladies and gentlemen. Singer, improver, and now comedian. That's funny, my dad said the same thing about Hall & Oates, where he's like, I thought you guys were black. It was the reverse. Hall & Oates are white? Do you guys not know who Hall & Oates are? Yeah, probably not. Okay, so I just want to know where that joke went wrong. Where we go? Was it the racism? You guys scared of that? Guys, relax. I'm multiracial. I can say all the words, except for 2. We won't talk about the 2. You know which 2 they're not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our next comedian who can't say any of the racial epithets. He's a good buddy of mine, baby of the year, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jackson Bay-Bye.
Yeah, this is what happens if you have me dog sit. Should be on the stage. I mean, if you want to, I guess. She looks ready to get off stage. Nah, we'll let her meander. So, alright, she wants to go over to you. Hey, you can hold the leash for a sec. Don't worry, guys. It's story night. I did a story the first night I ever did comedy. Do you guys want to hear that story? Yeah. Before you vote. My first set didn't go well. So I feel like I can tell this more in Paia because most of you guys are transplants here, and so you know what a bulkhead is. She giggled. She has a basement. So back when I was first starting to smoke weed. You know, like back when you'd smoke like 3 hits and you felt like you were in a video game. Yeah. Alright, we got some stuff in here. My buddy and I, we had this little like herb vape and we would pass it back and forth, except we had this dumb plan where one of us would go in the bulkhead from the basement and we'd be smoking while the other one was just playing video games. So in case his mom came down, our great plan was to be like, oh yeah, I don't know where Jackson went, actually. Funny you brought that up. That was foolproof, right? So we're going back and forth, going in the bulkhead, and we lock it behind in case she calls our bluff. We both go in the bulkhead one night to smoke together. This was the last bowl of the night. So we go in there and we start smoking and we pack this thing fat. It was like 2 hits each back and forth. And we have a tiny little inflatable light. That's it. And we're finishing up. I wasn't done, he was. And he goes, I'm gonna go finish the game. And he wiggles the door handle. Yeah. We didn't unlock the door, guys. We locked ourselves out. We're stuck in a fucking bulkhead. That's exactly what he said to me, and I was too high to care. I went, another one. That's not even a joke, guys. That's exactly my first.
I was like, we gotta think a plan to get out of here. And so we did. His mom was sleeping in the living room right above the bulkhead too, by the way. Forgot to say this earlier. The bulkhead in the window of the living room. So we gotta be quiet. We both put our backs against those metal doors, and at this pace, we slowly open it so it doesn't squeak. We were that fucking high. Somehow, it didn't actually squeak. We got it open. I snuck my buddy out. And I did this in reverse. But even slower, because you just me this time. And now I'm sitting in the complete dark, still with the weed pen, so I'm sitting there hitting that thing. And I'm just going through my head. Like, if we get caught, what am I gonna tell him? You know, I'm like, dude, if we get caught, I'll just say, I'll just say that, you know, there was a house party coming up in a couple weeks, and we were just trying to figure out if we could sneak out and get back in, and we wouldn't get noticed, and you know, that was my best plan. And so I hear my buddy come down, and I only have 1 minute, so I won't tell you what happened outside, but he came down, and he opened the door, and I was ready for it to be his mom, and I was like, shit, I'm fucked. But he was my friend, and he looked at me and he goes, dude, if my mom asks you, we were trying to plan to sneak out for a house party that's coming up. He had the same fucking plan as I did. Thank God we smoked the same weed, dude. Alright, see, that's why I left that story at my first set. Thank you guys, have a good night.
Keep it going for Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't heard the word bulkhead before in my life, and now I've heard it so many times.
I said it like 3 times.
That's a lot. That's a lot. No, I love Jackson. You can tell he's not racist at all. With going back to when we started, not racist at all, because his dog went straight to an Asian person and he did nothing. I can say that. You cannot. That's how multiracial works. Ladies and gentlemen, your next comic is another one of them. Improver's getting some comedy skill, but she's been doing comedy with us for quite some time. Give it up for Miss Doris.
Give it up for Chino. Chino makes this happen on a smelly Monday night up here. Nothing to do but laugh. We're here to laugh, right? So give it up for him. Let's laugh. I'm not leaving until you suckers laugh. Anyway, I'm Doras. Can you believe that? Yeah, my parents named me Doras. But what I did, you know, I moved here. When I moved to Maui, I'm like a tough New Jersey girl, and everybody is like, we tell it how it is. We tell the truth. That's what comedy is, right? It's like you tell people exactly what you're thinking. You go to your friend like, excuse me, that bathing suit looks like shit on you right now, and that shirt is way too low cut. And your friend is like, why are you telling me this? I'm your friend. Because we're tough and we don't have aloha. People are cutting you off. I moved here because, like everyone else, people suffer from PTSD back east, and they come to Maui. So they get here, and then the next thing they do after they think they're going to heal is they change their name. So my neighbor comes over and he's like, I'll be your property manager for $100 a month. And I'm like, thanks, yeah, that's great. I'm like, what's your name? He goes, Zen Amen. And I'm like, My son goes, Mom, I don't think that's his name. We got a check from him or something. His name was Herman Chang. The next thing the next thing is everybody here is a healer or a realtor or a massage person, right? And I'm like, okay, how many things can people heal? One healer was fixing schizophrenics. The next person I met was healing horses that wouldn't put the saddle on. And then the next person was like some kind of a dog healer. So I'm like, okay, everybody's a healer. But my story goes back because like I have a chronic condition and I came here to heal myself. Because when I was like in kindergarten, they called up my mother and they said, your daughter has a problem. She won't leave her chair. She sits on her chair and she just rocks back and forth the whole time she's there. I wouldn't go out for recess. I wouldn't go out for lunch. I love that chair. I fell in love with it. So my mother came down and she picked me up and she said, Doris, we're leaving here. And I got in the car and she put a sticker on the car and it said, proud mother of a chronic masturbator. After that, I became a horse girl in junior high. I went to school and nobody wanted to sit with me in the lunchroom. So I finally found these 3 girls and they smelled a little like, horses. And I said, can I sit with you horse girls? Because, we became the horse trio and we just loved to ride up, sit in our saddles and ride those horses. And my journey just kept going. And then I moved here and I became a paddler and I just love that canoe. And now they just tell me, paddle harder and like deeper, put that paddle deeper. And I just can't get enough of this like sexual energy. I know, it's like, can you believe that like, sooner or later ICE is gonna start coming after masturbators? Because they're just running out of things and we just have to protect ourselves. But on the other side, I read in the New York Times this week, I got so excited. Somebody created a necklace. It's a vibrating necklace. It's for women, and it looks like I ordered one, but I didn't get it yet. It's like a nail, and it just vibrates. So if you're in a meeting or if you're in your car, you can just satisfy yourself, and it's exciting. Anyway, the other thing, yeah, that's true, yeah. Give it up for women, right? And women, right, when we want to don't feel bad when your husband, like all of a sudden your partner, your husband, your boyfriend, you just get, like we can recycle our clothes, our shoes, our stuff. So you can recycle him, like you don't feel bad because all his bad things and all his shit, somebody else is gonna love that. They're gonna love that he like picks his toes or he has hairy nose hairs coming out. Like you can recycle that husband, right? That's right. It's like they're just too much. And listen, I stopped shaking guys' hands because I was in business for years. That was enough. But now I'm not gonna shake a man's hand because they pee and they shake. And they don't wash their hands. And it's disgusting. And if we should be protesting anything, we should be protesting that men should they shouldn't be touching it and they should wipe it because they'd get a lot more action. We wouldn't have to smell that. And we don't want to touch it, right? We don't want to touch their hands after that. They have to wash their hands. Because large or small or in-betweener, remember this, nothing beats a cleaner wiener. Okay, now here comes Mr. Chino. Yeah, give it up.
Hugo Doras, ladies and gentlemen. She is fucking your dad. That's what's happening. I don't know if you know. I'll be the first to tell you. She is not down with the stank dick. Nope, not for Doras. You better check that shit. Anybody else here not cool with stank dick? How about this? Anybody here cool with stank dick? Where you at? Where are you freaks at? You stank dick freaks. All right. Oh, don't point. I saw that. You can't put that on someone else. That's not fair. All right. I'm not going to continue this line of thought any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll save that for your next comedian, who was the roast battle champ of last year. Give it up for Mr. Joel Hewins.
Stank Dick was my nickname in high school. Guys, I didn't go to fucking high school. Come on now. All right, I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you want to hear a story about how I silver-tongued my way out of getting arrested? Or do you want to hear a story about when I used to rub my pussy on a chair at Catholic school? No, I can't. I didn't go to high school. Let's see here. So when I was, I want to say probably 20 years old, I lived in a really small town in North Carolina, real small town cops. And I was smoking weed one night in my truck at this place called Casher's Lake. And out of nowhere, I had a flashlight in my driver window, right? Mid-smoking weed. And I heard a voice go, "Roll down your window, step out of the car immediately." And I decided for some reason to go, no. Like I was gonna do anything for me. So then my driver door opened, and there was a police officer standing there, and he said, "Step out, don't fuck around, let's get this over with." So he handcuffed me really quickly, and he put me in the back of his car, and he looked me in my eyes, and he said, "Son, I'm going to search your car. Tell me what I'm gonna find right now, and if I find anything outside of that, you're fucked." Those are his exact professional words. So I said, "Sir, you're gonna find a half a gram of weed on my driver floorboard, and you're gonna find a small bowl in my cup holder. Outside of that, you might find some dirty laundry in the back seat." So I sat in the cop car for about 20, 30 minutes. And then after that, he pulled me out and he goes, "Son, I found a half a gram of weed on your driver floorboard, and I found a bowl in your cup holder. What do you want to do here?" And I said, "Well, you know, it's Friday night, officer. I don't fancy calling my parents to come pick me up from jail, and I don't think you really want to do the paperwork, am I right?" He didn't say anything, he just kind of looked at me. He goes, "Do you have any suggestions?" I said, with handcuffs behind my back, I said, "Well, why don't you, just an idea, why don't you hand me my phone, my wallet, and my keys, and you can take that weed and that bowl and that lighter, and at the end of this road, I'll turn left and go home, and you can turn right towards South Carolina, and you can do whatever you want to do with that weed once you cross the state line." He smiled at me, he turned me around, he uncuffed me, he handed me my wallet, my phone, and my keys. He grabbed the weed off the dash of his cop car, and he said, "Get home safe, son." And that's the story of when I almost got busted by the cops. All right, I'm gonna try this one. We'll see how this goes. I have a coworker who will remain nameless, but this woman owns 37 cats. And she confided in me recently that something happened with one of these cats. She told me, for lack of a better description, that she had been sexually assaulted by one of her cats. She told me that she had been raped by one of her cats. She had been cat raped, caped, if you will. And I found myself in a precarious situation the other night where I had to spend the night at my coworker's house. And I was woken up 37 times by the horniest cats you've ever seen in your whole life, dude. And I never knew what it would feel like to punch a cat in the head at 3:30 in the morning at risk of getting gang caped. But I can tell you what it feels like after that night. But what can I say? I'm a survivor. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. My name's Joel Hewins. Thank you very much.
Give it over to Joel, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Are you a cop? Why'd you say that out loud? Shit. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Do it in a handshake like everybody else. Jesus. Hey, out of curiosity, how many cats do you think it would take to overtake Joel? Out of curiosity. 2, 1, 2, 2. I'd take an over 2. What's the over under? Like 6? 6 if one were thrown, right? If first one thrown at him, the rest organically? I don't know. These are the things I think about when I get high. I don't know about you guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next stand-up comedian is something out of a comic book or a professional wrestling circuit. I really like what he's got going on. He's a new comic. I want to see if he gives it tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Danny!
How we doing tonight? My name is Danny, and it is good to be back. Happy Groundhog's Day, huh? Good old Groundhog's Day. I remember losing my virginity on Groundhog's Day. Never buy a hooker on Groundhog's Day, they'll charge you extra. Now, before I came out here, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, Danny, don't you fuck up tonight. Remember, keep it short, keep it simple, and don't say any of your stupid shit. How are you ever supposed to find the right woman in life if you keep scaring them away with your stupid fucking shit? So I always wanted to be an actor on Planet of the Apes, right? I'm like the biggest Planet of the Apes fan. I've seen all their movies, and I tell myself all the time, Danny, in your case, this is actually possible. Because you could play a better ape than all those motherfuckers. But the thing is, it'd be very hard to convince everyone I know that I'm an actor off Planet of the Apes. That's me right there, man. I'm that fucking ape. No, you're not, man. That don't even look like you. But even says my name right there in the credits. No, man, that's 1,000 other motherfuckers with that same name. Oh, whatever then. You know what else is a good movie? Beauty and the Beast. Fucking classic. I was watching that movie the other night. You guys are all familiar with that one, aren't you? Yeah! Now, I know I've seen that movie 1,000 times, but this time around, I realized something. Gaston was not such a bad guy after all. Belle was just being a fucking bitch. I mean, think about it. Gaston could have had any woman he wanted, but he said, no, I choose you, Belle. And he was even nice enough to invite Belle down to his tavern, to look at his trophies, drink some beers, have some laughs. But she just turned him down flat. Sorry, I just want to read my book. And then towards the end of the movie, when Belle finally escapes from the castle, from that wicked old beast, and tells the whole town all about it, Gaston was brave enough to go back to that castle and take on the beast one-on-one because he loved her that much. And then what happens? The beast kills Gaston, throws him off a cliff 1,000 yards to his death. But Belle doesn't give a fuck. She's in love with the beast. Now she's sucking his dick. Happily ever after. Oh boy, what a fucking movie, huh? So, Valentine's Day is coming up. Such lonely times. I bet that groundhogs get more pussy than I am on that day.
What?
Now, when it comes to Valentine's Day, you don't have to take a woman out to a candlelight dinner or a drive-in movie. Fuck all that lame shit. Women need adventure. Take them out cow tipping, since women love animals all the time. And don't buy them any expensive shit. Just go off there and score them a bunch of drugs. Since women like to talk about their feelings all the time, those drugs ought to make them feel good. And if they don't suck dick on the first, that's okay, because the groundhog probably will. Thank you, folks. That's all I got.
Keep it over Danny, ladies and gentlemen. Any date with Danny is exciting. Because you never know if you're gonna make it home, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Really? Nothing? Shit, I thought that was good. I thought it was on the money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next comic. He's a professional in many ways. Now he's getting in the world of comedy. We love having him every week. Give it up for Mr. Ed Duck Drake!
Good evening, everybody. Let's hear it for Pythia Bay Coffee and Bar. Yeah. Tip the wait staff, motherfuckers. Let's hear it for Chino, everybody. This homeboy said he does not go on stage without getting high. Jackson told his worst joke from the first night he ever did comedy. I smoked both of those fuckers up before this show tonight. Yes, sir. That's right, fool. It's funny because I don't smoke anymore, or less than I used to. Da-dum-ting. It's story night, so I got a pretty good one. This one is called I Got Dumped by My First Love via email. Oh yeah. Now close your eyes so I can paint this picture for you. Morgan, close your fucking eyes. Okay, just kidding. 15-year-old Dread, sophomore in high school, on the boys soccer team, Kobe Jones cut. 18-year-old on the girls soccer team, olive skin Italian. Fucking bane of my existence. My homegirl hooks us up. I am head over heels in love, right? First girl that I went down on. First girl I made love to. Ooh, first car I ever drove was her car. Getting the first head I ever got doing it. Yes, fuck. I thought that was gonna kill, but it didn't. Unfortunately for me, that shit ain't happened to me in like 25 years, so I was balling back in the day. Now it's just a fucking, I'm just nothing. Yeah, definitely not broke. Just not getting pussy, because I don't give a fuck about none of these hoes out here. I know that Door Ass was really hoping someone like me would holler at her. She ain't made out a haiku in fucking years. She said she only knows healers and shit. She's like, fucking, this is the furthest she makes it down Hana Highway. Yeah, so I digress. Me and homegirl, everything was going great between us until I didn't see her for a week at the lockers. Now, I know some of y'all are young, but back in the day, you used to have to pass notes and meet someone at a certain time of day. You couldn't just text them and GPS them on your phone. So I didn't get a note from homegirl for a while. Now, Italian's bane of my existence. Every girl I dated in my early years, parents hated me. So I couldn't just call her to find out what the fuck was going on. So where did I go? To the internet, baby. AOL. Anybody remember AOL? Dial-up internet. Yes, what was your screen name? Uncle, what was your screen name? You said you remember AOL? Root Down. Root Down? Nice. Mine was Oreo Eddie. So I get on that motherfucker. For those of you that don't know dial-up, your computer had to like dial into a phone line. It's like, and then it sounds like two robots fucking. Boom, and now you're online. Fucking, you've got mail. The worst part was if your parent tried to like make a call while you were on the thing, and they like pick up, now goodbye, you're offline. I'd be so mad. Mom! I was in a fucking chat room trying to get the ASL. See, exactly, that'll tell your age, sex, location. We were pioneers of this internet shit. You motherfuckers with the phone in your hand are just living through us, bitches. God. So anyway, I get to check in my email because she's not online to send her an instant message. So I get this email. My dad found out about us. This shit is over. I'm heartbroken, devastated. My dad sees me all fucked up. He's like, what's wrong, man? I'm like, shorty broke up with me. He looks at me, he's like, you know, there's plenty of fish in the sea, just move on. That didn't satisfy me. So I go over to my homie's crib, who's got a basketball hoop in the driveway, a soccer goal on the side of the yard, all the video games you can think about. Try to fucking take my mind off of things. His dad sees me, and he's like, man, everybody's having fun, why are you so fucked up? I'm like, shorty broke up with me. He looks at me, he's like, you're not young enough yet, son, but marry for money. Yeah. The most fucked up part was he said it in front of his son. I got another good story. Anybody here for a few weeks ago when I told some jokes about Crocs? Crocs, anybody? Yeah, I was ripping on Crocs because two of my homies were wearing them during the day, and both of them were ones they found on the side of the fucking road, and I was disgusted. So I had to tell jokes about Crocs, right? But I was surfing Ho'okipa the other day, and I blew a drop in on a wave. And I make it back out to the outside, and this guy paddles up to me really hard, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on? Kind of like mean mugging him. I gotta stare him down, figure out what the fuck's happening. This guy looks at me and goes, man, I saw that last wave. You would have made it if you took your Crocs off. Yeah. I didn't know whether to be mad or to laugh, but I sure as fuck looked down to see if I had Crocs on underwater. Oh, fuck. That's my time. I'm Ed the Dread. You can find me as such on the interweb and all streaming platforms. Thank you.
Yeah, keep up Ed the Dread. Ed the Dread, ladies and gentlemen. Man, my first breakup was over email too. Over AOL. But I never met the girl. Yeah, it was, yeah, that's right. That's fine. Yeah, that's right. I was chatting on the internet as a teenager with another teenager. She broke my heart. Canadian Butterfly 86 broke my heart. And my dad's like, why are you so sad? And I'm like, the girl I was chatting with online broke up with me. And he's like, it was probably a pedophile. Did you know it still hurts when a pedophile breaks up with you? I'm joking. Oh, a round of applause? Okay. Wow, Monday. I love this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right, just like that, I'm gonna give the mic to somebody who is not from this country and might not understand what we're talking about right now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bashar.
Keep it going for Chino, guys. It is nice to be up here, nice to see everybody. Wow, we got what a crowd. Good looking crowd. Jimbo, good looking. It is story night. This story about community service, right? Starts at, oh, she got a story about community service over here. It starts at 1 in the morning. I get a text says, "You up?"
Oh, that was her.
Okay.
Big old slide.
Okay. Enough contribution on your part. I'm at the Triangle, so if you know anything about the Triangle, you know what's up, right? I was definitely up, so get in my car. I'm heading back. I must have been going 80, according to the officer. Right? So I get this ticket. I get a court date, and the judge was like, "Would you want to do a weekend in jail, county jail that is, or 32 hours of community service?" Okay, so just like any other boy, I just chose a weekend in jail. Now, I wish somebody had told me you'd had to spread your ass and cough, just check in jail, right? That's when I know I fucked up the first time. That happened. That did happen. If you ever get a chance to go to jail, you're gonna have to do that. So the dude gives me my mattress for the night, and it looks like just a thick yoga mat, right? And he points me to my cell, and I'm looking back at him. I was like, "You're not gonna walk me to my cell, bro? Like, you just gonna let me walk out on my own?" And I just try to act as tough as I can, and just kind of walked up straight. And I walk into the cell, and I see this guy, Paul, that he's a good friend of mine now, but I didn't know at the time. I gotta say, I've never been happier seeing another man in my life, right? Like, Paul, what's up, bro? And then we're having a conversation, we're just having a regular ass conversation about how things are going, how long he's been there. And he kind of just got up and started taking a shit. Right? And I don't know much about jail etiquette, you know? I didn't know if I should like break the eye contact like we're having a conversation. Right? And that was my only friend in jail. So okay, that's the first story. I'll shorten it up the next time. Okay, so I'm from Iraq, like Chino was saying. I'm not from here. I try to get a lot of the references and stuff. But one of my earliest memories was just right after the war. It's gonna bum you out. So.
Which war?
Well, for me, it's the one war that, you know. You're good, yeah. It was. I was maybe like 14. It was 2003. Just for the detail-oriented. Yeah, for the detail-oriented. No, I know it was my fault. I got it. You say like, I'm gonna let you know, motherfucker. No, but it's one of my earliest memories. And it was after the war, so there was no government, right? And there was just a bunch of like, just imagine if we wake up tomorrow and there is like no police, right? Yeah. You clap for that now. I'll be at your house, homie. No. But pretty much people were just looting. Just to bring it in, and people were just looting, stealing everything. And I remember looking at my dad, and he was like, "Nope, we're not stealing anything." And I'm looking at people stealing AC units, from government building. And it dawned on me like how morally sound you have to be to not steal an AC in Iraq. Alright? Iraq is hot as fuck, just so you guys know. Okay, I got time for one more?
Yeah, you got a little time.
Okay, just a quick one. Having a conversation with this is not a story, it's just something I'm talking about, just rambling since we're all here. Shoot, it was a good one too. You guys had to be there. No, it's coming back to me. It's coming. Okay. So I play a lot into the whole like being from Iraq and like pity me type of thing. But my girl was like, she sent me some pictures of her as a baby, and she looked so cute, right? She's like, I want to see pictures of you, right? And I was like, I wasn't cute. She's like, oh, you must have been. I was like, no, Iraq was under sanctions back then. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Okay, well, you guys have been nice. Thank you very much. My name is Bashar.
Give it up for Bashar, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, are you telling me you're one of those photos I donated to? Holy shit. Yeah, nice to finally meet you, son. Oh, what? I gave? Where were you guys? It was just a cup of coffee a day. You guys suck. All right, so I'm gonna walk around with the tip jar. We're gonna be splitting the tips with the comedian of the night. We'll decide that at the end. They'll be splitting with me. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, get for your next comedian, Mr. Jimbo.
Thank you. Keep going for Chino. He does such a great job at this. Whatever this is. How's everyone feeling? How are we doing tonight? Story night's rough. Story night made a lot more sense when we hosted this at a place called Story. We did used to host this at a small venue, big venue now. So I'm gonna do my best to get your guys' attention back there. How you guys doing? Look, these are pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I had a couple funny jokes. I'm just doing you a favor. These ones might be good. No, I'm just kidding. My girlfriend's from Minnesota. She's from Minneapolis. Hell yeah, they represent. It's funny, look, all that shit going down there is gnarly, right? It's terrible shit. But a part of me is like, I'm kind of glad coming from my girlfriend's hometown. I'm from Cleveland. All we do is shit on where I'm from. So finally I had to be like, how's your ghetto city doing? She's done it to me for years. And the murders that happen in Cleveland, it's my get back. No, I'm from Cleveland, I'm from Ohio. I grew up thinking I was from the Midwest. Anyone from the Midwest out there? Represented. Where you guys from? Midwest? Who hollered? Midwest. Where you from? What's that? Minneapolis. The true Midwest. The true Midwest. My girlfriend, when I met her, she said, Jim, Ohio's not the Midwest. I was like, huh? I'm a Midwesterner. She said, it's not the Midwest. I said, all right, let's talk about it. We talked about it for a little bit. I came to the conclusion, she's right. She's right. Ohio is not the Midwest. We all know in our hearts what Ohio is. If you look at a map, it's to the right. We just can't call it that in America. We can't call Ohio what it really is. But I'm going to say it here right now in front of you all. I'm Middle Eastern. Bashar, my brother. Me and Bashar have both been through some tough things. From the Middle East. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the Middle East. There's war, famine, political corruption, murder. And that's just Cleveland. No, I don't know. When people ask me why I moved to Hawaii, they're like, did you move to Hawaii to escape the cold? I was like, well, that's partially true. Because I moved to Hawaii to escape the cold-hearted people of America. Yeah, those who've been out here long enough know. But Hawaii's hot, you know, it's hot. During the day, especially, that sun beaming. So I was walking down Baldwin the other day, and I saw the unthinkable. I saw a car with the windows rolled up, and there was a baby inside crying. Crazy. And we've all thought about that, like, what would we do in this situation? What would we do? So I'm like, oh my God, I'm in it, I'm here. I'm prepared for this. I know what to do. I waited 5 minutes to see if someone would come out of the store, and they did not. So I did what all of you would hopefully do. I busted that window open, and I killed that baby, because no one should have to suffer that long before they die.
Is this true?
I'm obviously kidding, Dove. I've never killed any babies. Unless you count Plan B or abortion. I'm obviously also kidding about that. I'm so poor I can't afford Plan B. Me and my girlfriend, we use Plan C.
What's that?
Yeah, Plan C, next level. Plan C, you wait until 1 hour before it's illegal to have the abortion. So that way you get the baby shower cash, you get the gender reveal presents, and the GoFundMe when we lose the baby. And if I haven't lost all of you yet, I will end on a very positive joke for you. It's like a mixture of people who want to laugh and people who are with their chicks. Oh, what a bastard. I have one more joke for you to bring it back. Can I get some cheers or applause for my own ego? Thank you. I'm going to edit that, and it's going to be after the abortion joke, and you're all going to look silly. Did you guys know that they just came out with a study from Japanese scientists that said that they figured out how to delete the chromosome that causes Down syndrome? Did you guys hear this? It's a true story. I'm not making this up. They found a way to delete the chromosome. You've heard of it, right? True. And that type of science intrigues me. It got me thinking. Is this going to be a live update? Like something they get before they're born? And unlike the moral people that didn't laugh, okay? I told my girlfriend that joke and she reacted the same way. So you can all be validated. She said, Jim, that's not fucking funny. That is not funny. She said, Jim, as a comedian, you have a responsibility. As a comedian, you should always only punch up. You should never ever punch downs. But I figure they won't be around much longer, so I'm getting my shots in. Thank you for all of your support. My name is Jimbo. Loosen those buttholes for Chino.
Keep it going for Jimbo, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna give everybody a second there. That just. By the way, that's not Plan C.
What's Plan C?
Well, it starts with a C. I love the younger people. They're like, "What are you talking about, Dad? What is he talking about?" And they're just stone facing, like, "I'm not going to tell you." There were terrible times back then. We don't do that anymore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought that was controversial, I have a feeling this next comedian might be more controversial. He smokes so much weed, he looks like a lit joint. Give it up for Mr. E. Where you at, Mr. E? There he is, Mr. E, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he does. Look at that.
Hey, keep going for Chino, everybody. What a night. Great Monday night. And of course, all the lovely servers and bartenders at Paiute Bay keeping us going. You know we all keep rolling. First, before I get into my story, where's Danny? I gotta ask, Danny, how do you not relate with the Beast of Beauty and the Beast? Second, how is showing off and talking about yourself all night a way to care about a female? Although I want to know how somebody could kidnap a woman, like hold her against her will and get her to fall in love with her. That whole movie just, it confuses the shit out of me. Anyways, I'm gonna try and figure out something funny. First, I guess the first funny thing is, who could believe that I was actually in the Army? And stayed for 4 years. True story, true story. I'm not saying that I didn't get in trouble for failing to piss test for weed. It happened right before I went to Iraq. And so this is the story. It starts the night before I deployed to Iraq, 1 January 2005. Everyone, they kept looking at me. They're like, "Mystery, aren't you afraid of getting a piss test?" I was like, "Do you know how much money America invested in me to go die for them? They're not sending me to the brick. They're sending me to Iraq. We're a month away." And they were right. I failed the piss test. But the night before, me and a couple friends, you know, we go and talk to our supply guy. Yes, it was literally the supply guy, like, issuing us our gear that also sold weed to us. It was actually good weed, which was surprising for Georgia. So there we are in my room in the barracks. And, you know, my buddy Jeter, he rolls up this fat ass blunt. I was impressed. I didn't see a blunt that fat before. I was still young in my days, you know? He rolled 3 of them. You know me, I'm a friendly guy. I feel like it's my mission to get everybody high. So here I am inviting as many people as I can in my room, smoke these 3 fat blunts, and we get like a quarter through the first blunt. And there's a pounding on my door. Like a fast, like a cop knock. Cop knock. I don't know, maybe you guys haven't heard that. Some of you might live in nice neighborhoods. I'd love to hear about that sometime. I can't relate. But anyway, so here we are. Sergeant Boyle's pounding on my door. He's like, "What the fuck are you thinking?" The first sergeant's come back to the barracks. I can smell weed on the 3rd floor, on the first. The whole barrack smells like weed. Yeah. And then he goes and looks in my room. There's more soldiers than I can count hiding in the 2 closets and some trying to fit under the bed. He's just looking at how much paperwork he has to do. And his face changed. He said, "The first sergeant's come back tonight. This room better smell like pine sol in the morning." So the other soldiers were scared. They cleared out, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't smoke weed in my room. So here, Jeter, Speck, and I are literally wandering around post, finishing the other blunts. Literally walking around a rapid deployment post, smoking blunts. It was great. Good time. Jeter only rolled up a quarter of that ½ ounce. And he was gonna flush that shit. I was like, "What the fuck are you thinking? Give it to me." And I had literally failed a piss test. If anyone was getting searched heavy, it was gonna be me. But I'm determined. So I stuck it down into the tightest bag I can, basically making shake. And then I put it in a bag of coffee grounds and stuck it in a tighter bag.
And I decided to wear 2 pairs of underwear to tuck it under my nutsack. The longest 38-hour flight ever. It sucked. But here I am, the first night in Iraq. Everyone else finally falls asleep. I couldn't sleep. I was like, ready. So I'm like, you know, Jeter paid for most of the weed. I wasn't gonna leave him out, so I'm like, I go and I'm like, Jeter, come on, it's time to go. It's like, you know, when you're like kind of a drunk. He wasn't about it. But he was about it. He just had to wake up first. So we decide that maybe it's smart to roll the joint in the porta potty. And so I'm rolling a joint in the porta potty, and Jeter literally drops his wallet in this. And when I say porta potty, I literally mean full bucket of shit. They didn't really clean those enough in Kuwait. This is the army in war. It's gross. I mean, I gotta tell you, the porta potties in training in the army are so disgusting. I would not eat the chiclets from the MREs. If I could wait 4 or 5 days and find a real toilet, that's what happened. But, so here we are. I have to give Jeter my gator neck so he could clean his wallet off and shit. And, you know, I had just enough weed to smoke 2 joints a day in time. I was in Kuwait 2 weeks, but I actually did smoke 2 joints in time of peace and time of war. So tell that to Bradley. No. Have a good night. Once again, I'm Mystery. Give it up for Chino, everyone.
Keep going to Mystery, ladies and gentlemen. The weird thing is if you want to buy clean piss on Maui, it's probably from a guy that looks like that. Isn't that strange? He's like, oh, it's not my pee, but it's clean, and it's piss. That's all you need to know. I feel like Bashar and Mr. E should roast battle each other, right? It's like... Deploy versus deployee. Wait, what's the age difference? Are you guys the same age? Bashar, Mr. E, how old are you guys? 43. 43? 20, what? 36.
I'll just call him an infidel all day.
There's a chance that he tried to throw candy at you. That's no... See, he's laughing. We get this joke. That's funny. That's fucking funny. You guys don't laugh at third world humor. We do. That's how we get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next comedian. I'm excited to see him go again. It's been a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Internet Jazz.
Thank you so much, Gino. So, I guess tonight we'll talk about some things that are tangentially related. I get one of the benefits of attempting to do military service without actually having to have ever done any of that. See, I tried to join the Army last year, went through all the paperwork, did all the stuff, got the pinky in the booty hole at the fucking MEP station, and then finally, after sacrificing all that, they told me, well, the stuff that you thought you could get out of with the medical paperwork about being like legally crazy isn't gonna let you be in here. So, crazy enough to voluntarily join the United States Army, but too crazy on the books to actually do it. But the other thing that's really nice is that I get to have that like patriotic, like, I tried to join the Army, you know, I really did, but most unfortunately I didn't have to do anything. But yeah, so last year, well this year actually, I had my first like regular job in almost 10 years. I wanted to learn how to do like medical stuff. So I got a job driving the ambulance. And it was fun, but we had, I learned a lot about the medical system in America. I was like, why is healthcare so expensive? Well, I drove the ambulance in Los Angeles, California, and I found that probably about 95% of the calls that we would go on were a complete waste of time. Not even like, okay, so like maybe of those 5%, like 3% of them are like, we don't know what's wrong with us. We just want to have a, firefighter come. I understand that. But like most of the time you get you fly out there, lights and sirens, multiple fire trucks, you get there, they're like, what's the emergency? It's like, I gotta go to my doctor's appointment and I don't have a car. And hospital ambulance rides are free, so thanks for coming to pick us up. Or my personal favorite are the multitude of homeless people that understand that if you come in, the secret word is chest pain, and all you gotta do late night, you know, you're tired, it's cold out, you just, hey, I need a night to sleep, I want a free sandwich and a shower, just come into the ER, I got chest pain. They fucking give you a snack, shower, a night's sleep, just like a hotel, and you send you on your way the next day. But my personal favorite were the frequent flyers, as we called them. These would be people that, you know, probably for the percentage of your calls, about 10% of them would just be the same people all the time. I forget what this kid's name was, but, you know, due to HIP, I can't tell you anyway. But let's call him Fentanyl Freddy. Fentanyl Freddy, he was actually able-bodied when he was younger, but he did so much fentanyl and heroin that slowly he got put into a wheelchair. And he just, since he wasn't really able to move or do anything, he would just kind of relieve himself in the wheelchair. He was actually like 25 or something, so, you know, no sympathy from me. And yeah, so we'd have to, I picked up Fentanyl Freddy a number of times, and when we went to go grab him, we're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, chest pain, yeah, sure, buddy, whatever. You know, blood pressure's fine, respiration's fine, there's actually nothing wrong with him. And we'd be like, all right, well, you know, who's gonna take him, you know? And they're like, well, that's you guys. So we get Fentanyl Freddy, gotta put the sour Skittles down and just, you know, you called us, this is an emergency, so, you know, let's get this show on the road. So he'd take his completely blackened Fetty poop hand and just kind of stuff that away. And yeah, so we'd pick him up in the wheelchair, bring him in, little biohazard, take him to the hospital. They'd be like, oh, what's he in for this time? Chest pain. How'd you know? So yeah, I love working in healthcare. It was great. Don't do that anymore. Maybe if I quit smoking weed, I can get that job again. But you know, I learned enough in the 6 months of doing it that I don't, you know, I can save people, but I don't need that job. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, now that I'm back in Maui, man, it's time to find a girlfriend. Back in my hometown. But for those of you that don't know, if you are looking for ladies, what is the best place to meet them at?
Farm market, go.
Farmer's market, good call. But it's actually the laundromat. Because if she has to go to the laundromat, you know that she doesn't have a boyfriend that can do the laundry for her. She doesn't have a reliable laundry system at her apartment. And she's stuck there for a while. And you know she's broke because she's at a public laundromat. And the best thing is a lot of times people, when they come to do their laundry, they bring their family. And a good way to tell the quality of the stock of the girl you're talking to is to look at the mata and the fata. And a lot of the fatas out here be the uncles with the big necks. Like our host here, strong, you know, something you know that can survive a big wave and can help pull the plow and, you know, do all the farming that we do out here. But the way that you can tell that the strength and the amount of mana that your offspring will have is actually by examining the uncle's neck. See, the biggest uncles, I don't have it because I'm a skinny guy, but you're looking for at least 2 or 3 ridge lines minimum. A 5-star is that's like kahikili, like kinke kaulike kind of strong. So, yeah, I'll, if you guys see me at the laundromat,
Internet jabs, ladies and gentlemen. If you see him at the laundromat, count your panties, right? Make sure they're all. Where's the red ones? That's predatory, but in a good way, not in a bad way, because you're trying to help somebody, I guess. But like this, that's wild, man. That's wild. I'm more of a net fisherman. Yeah. It's not fair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next comedian coming up to the stage. You know, we played comedy bingo with this one. We try to see if he's going to make bird noises. If he's going to do a Chewbacca. You know what? I won't ruin it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Eddie B.
All right. Hey, let's give it up for full moon on Maui. On the count of 3, give me your best wolf howl. Let's tell Paia how we party on a full moon. 1, 2, 3. Nice. I like that. I heard some Wolves of Wall Street in there. Well, maybe some pups of the Wolves of Wall Street. You know, some trust funders, maybe. we got acronyms for Paia. You guys, acronyms for Paia. Psychedelics available. Inquire ahead. Right? Pathfinders and Isuzus abandoned. That's a mechanic's joke. They know. They're like, oh, dude, don't buy those cars. Patchouli and incense again? Pungent and intense always. All right? Yeah, I got some friends from the mainland in the house, so, you know, I had to pull out some jokes before I go into the stories. I can't believe if anybody wants a selfie with the gayest sign, Peyton Manning selfie with the gayest sign I've ever seen, right? Who knew, right? I thought he was hetero as it gets, I don't know. Yeah, oh, okay, speaking of like being politically correct and all that, I wasn't speaking of that, I was being actually politically incorrect. We got a lot of politically, you know, you gotta be PC, bro. You know, be PC, right? You know, you can't catcall girls anymore. You know, which you know, I mean, I'm on the fence about that, unless you're that gay Latino gecko. Doing it to everybody all night. But if you want to like figure out how to get a girl's attention without being offensive, may I suggest bird calls? Okay, very effective, especially, you know, when it getting close to last call. You know, you got the you got the proud peacock. That'll get a girl's attention. She'll be like, whoa. Or the wild turkey. After last call, it sounds more like, because, you know, wild turkey hits hard after the 3rd shot. Or the pimpin' pigeon. They gotta circle around the girl, you know. She's either gonna be amazed or like discombobulated. She won't know what the fuck's going on. What just happened recently in the news, which kind of blows my mind, is PETA. Did you hear about this? Did anybody see, show of hands, Sabrina Carpenter's, performance at the Grammys? Yeah. Okay, you saw it. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, some folks saw it. Was there anything that about the dove that you thought that was there anything about the dove that you thought like PETA got all pissed at her, saying, quote, it was stupid and cruel. I'm like, PETA, are you around when Ozzy was biting the head off a bat on stage? I mean, come on. Run to the hill, run for your life, you know. Okay, I don't know, man. To me, that's just so ridiculous, right? PETA, like, it was literally, she pulled a white dove out of a hat, you know? It was not a big deal at all. Like, I don't know why they got all chapped about it. But Anyway, that's my story, I guess. Okay, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. One last joke here. Let's see. When stupid. I don't have my man bun in. I'm going to do a shorter one. Well, if you if you hear a shitty joke from a howly-looking bloke, that's a man bun. I'm Eddie B. You guys are cool. Keep up the good work.
Great work, Eddie B. All right. That is it for the list of comedians. Do we have anybody out there that wants to tell a story tonight? We got one more performance that's gonna close out the show, and then we're gonna award the comic of the night, the audience member of the night will get their hot sauce. You want to get up? Do you want to get up? You want to get up? Come on up. Come on up. You're being asked for. He was unsure if he wanted to get up earlier, and I think it's a good time. We got extra time.
Let David Tell go up.
Come on, man. Come on up. Tell some jokes. Get up here.
Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. I came to Maui 36 years ago to study whales. And I could tell you stories about that till dawn. However, I'll give you a choice. The choice is, well, first of all, you should know that I was the first paid rabbi on Maui for 20 years after giving them 8 years of volunteer work. And I can tell you either a rabbi story, which you might find amusing, maybe a little gross. I can tell you the grossest, everyone finished their dinner, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's done.
I can tell you a really gross story. That was my most embarrassing moment in the military, way back before most of you were born. No military. You heard of military. It's it happens to be an ass story, you know, and I heard so much ass stuff going on here. And oh, by the way, the laundromat, you're looking for a girlfriend. So how come you said if you guys see me at the laundromat? Dude, come on. Okay, you want a rabbi story?
Yeah.
So this is it. Some of us Jews, we observe the Sabbath, which means from sundown on Friday until Saturday night, we gain an additional soul, if you would. So here I am, I'm preparing my sermon for the night, blah, 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 at the synagogue. I'm supposed to be helping my wife, well, now ex-wife for obvious reasons. Something came first, I don't know what that was, a stranger. And I was running late. I had like 45 minutes to do a turnaround, get home, shower, hi to all the kids that were around. I don't know, there were about 8 of them in the house at the time. And get back to lead a service. So I'm locking the door to the synagogue. I'm like, yeah, I got everything together for the Sabbath. Everything's cool. And a guy comes running up. He goes, where can I find a rabbi? I need a rabbi. Where can I find a rabbi? I said, you found the rabbi, you know? I said, what can I do for you? I'm kind of in a hurry, but, you know, I don't want to offend you or, you know, leave you hanging. He goes, well, I'm Roman Catholic. I go, okay. And he says, well, my brother-in-law was Jewish. I said, okay, very nice. He says, but he died. I go, I'm really sorry for your loss. You know, I said, do you want to spend a few minutes talking about? No. I just need someone to say a blessing for him. I'm going like, well, I mean, I can, if you want me to come and do a service after the Sabbath, maybe on Sunday or, you know, etc. Sure, you know, I'll come and help you guys out. He goes, no, you don't understand. He says, can you wait here? Let me go get my brother-in-law. What? He's gonna go get his brother-in-law who died? You're gonna bring your brother-in-law here, like in the synagogue, right now. I mean, what is he, sitting in the passenger seat? He runs to the car, he comes back with this little box. He opens the box, there's a bag of ashes in there. I go, oh, you brought your brother-in-law. Yeah, we're scattering the ashes tomorrow, guys. So I really need a blessing for him. You know, you're the rabbi, so you got to do a Jewish blessing, right? I go, yeah. Let me see what I can figure out, right? You know, we got to make it up sometimes, right? And there I am, I'm doing this blessing over this ashes of a guy. And then it reminded me I'd had this girlfriend, and her husband died. That's before I knew she had a husband. 1 minute. Yeah. And I saw everybody reaching into the bag of ashes and going, wow, a little in the water, a little on the beach, a little here. Let me put some in my pocket. I'm like, that was his arm. That might have been his brain over there. I don't know, that could have been his leg. You know, I'm like, well, who's keeping what? So, did the blessing, got out of there. Somewhat amusing for me because I didn't expect him to bring in his brother-in-law after he died. So, y'all have a good night. Take care of our host, take care of Chino, and thank you very much for. Next time I'll tell a really gross story.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good to see you. I've known him since I was like 15 years old, 14 years old. Yeah, no, my good buddy Joshua Sky brought me into synagogue and got me drunk. Got me drunk? I almost converted. L'chaim, I'm into that shit. Yeah, you guys are cool. What was that? He's in the movies. He's the writer for He-Man comic books right now, my friend Joshua Sky. So he's still a good friend of mine. Yeah, I'll give you the skinny on him in a little bit, Rabbi. You'll love to hear it. All right, I'll be giving the award for Audience Member of the Night, Comedian of the Night in just a little bit, but for now, for your musical enjoyment, if he decides to play, give it up for the one, the only, Mr. Doug.
Thank you. All my stories are very short. Just want to give you a heads up. Thank you. That was my first story. So the first one, this actually happened yesterday. I had to go out really early in the morning. By the way, there will be a test on this, so make sure you listen. I had to go out real early in the morning, and I didn't get a chance to eat. And come mid-afternoon, I was really hungry. So I was up in the Wailuku area, and I ran across this new place I had never seen. It was like a little specialty store for food, and like a mom and pop kind of thing. I walked in, and there was this older woman behind the cash register, and she actually wasn't looking very happy. So anyway, I just looked at her. I said, "Do you have any eggs?" And she stared right at me with this stink eye, and she said, "That's none of your business." So I said, "Okay," and then she figured she'd get back at me. She said, "Why, you have any sperm?" And I said, "Yeah, why, you hungry?" So that's the first story. And looking at me, you might find it hard to believe that I was on the football team in school, but I was. I had one of the back positions. My position was flashback. It was my job to remind them how good they used to be. And my girlfriend was on the team too. She had a position. Her position was in the locker room. It was the missionary position. These are all true, by the way. Trying to get back to my list. There it is. Okay. The other day I was at a restaurant. How many people are listening? Raise your hand. Okay. How many people aren't listening? Raise your hand. Of course, a couple of comedians. Yeah. All right. I was at, actually I was told this story, so not actually mine, but I was at a restaurant and the guy at the next table, kind of larger guy, he started choking on a piece of meat, and he was choking. So at the table to my right, there were two gay guys were sitting there. I could tell they were gay because of the conversation which I was eavesdropping on. And one of them said to the other one, "Drop your pants." So he did, and he got down behind him and he started licking his asshole. And the guy that was choking on the meat saw this, and he got so disgusted he threw up, and he cleared the meat out of his throat, and he was okay. And so the gay guy got up and pulled up his pants and sat down. The other one said to him, "I told you the Heimlich maneuver would work." These are all true. I experienced
These are all
them.
true.
I swear to God. Okay, what's it? Oh, I don't know if you heard about this because it's kind of hush-hush for the moment, but they're talking about decriminalizing cocaine. And yeah, it's true. They're not letting it out yet, but it's true. How many people know that cocaine, they still use the word blow for cocaine? I still use it, okay, yeah. So there's a guy I know who deals with this stuff. I'm not going to tell you his name, Joe. Oh, and he was talking about if it does become legal, hiring me because I'm good with art, and he needs someone to do packaging. You know, now it's going to become another level of competition in getting sales. So I may get this job working for this guy, and I'm going to have a blowjob, and I'm going to get paid for it. I'm going to have a blowjob, and I'm going to get paid for it. You think if I say it one more time, there might be more laughter? 1 minute, that's it already? Oh my God. All right, I may not have time to do music. Okay, well, I'll tell you a quick news story. Over in Oahu, they're building some affordable housing for seniors that have urinary incontinence problems. And they're calling them the homes at Leaky Peepee. And, okay, I'll do, well, I only got 1 minute, is that true? Chino, just 1 minute? Whatever.
Just play something.
Rick one, yeah. Let's hear it.
This is a story about casual sex. And Jimbo always helps me sing it, he's trying to learn it. I'm going to fall off the chair. Casual sex is not really a good idea. Well, I see this microphone's falling away from me. Because sex is so potent that if you have casual sex, a bond is created between you and the person. And if you're really not meant to be with that person, you have a problem now because you're bonded to them. So I wrote this story about that. Actually, it's a song. I don't wish to get too close to just anybody. I don't want to feel like I'm stuck. Though it can feel real good getting close to somebody. Getting too close can get you fucked. And I don't mean in the pleasurable way. Maybe it's not clear what I'm saying. I'm talking about that word spelled T-O-O. And if I get too close, but I'm just playing, there may be no place good left to go.
Oh, he closes it out. And so everybody knows it's over. Yeah. Exactly. That's right. Live stream, that's fine. That's fine. Don't like that.
Yeah, it can feel real good when you're playing. Fucking around with someone you don't really know. And if you get too close, well, I'm just saying, There ain't no place good left to go. I've been down that road too many times before. Next time I'm just walking out the door. 'Cause I don't wish to get too close to just anybody. I don't wanna feel like I'm stuck. Though it can feel real good getting close to somebody. This time I'm walking out before we fuck.
After he finishes, it goes limp. You saw it, I saw it, we all saw it. It's a microphone joke. All right, thank you so much for joining us at the Comedy Simulator. Did you guys have a good time tonight? Better if you stayed till the end, you weirdos. Love that about you. Comic of the night, Mr. Morgan. The second comedian tonight. Hammer, great set, great pace, great jokes. You get comic of the night. If you want more of him, see him tomorrow night at 5, 9 p.m. Audience member of the night, Hot over here, of course, making crazy noises, screaming. Now you get to hurt your face a little bit with some Maui hot sauce. There you go. Here's your money, Morgan. Congratulations. You get some cash. Get yourself some food and some dog training lessons, right, pup? Hope you guys had a good time. If you did, tell your friends. If you didn't, shut your fucking mouth. We don't need rumors. It's a small island. Follow our YouTube channel at Comedy Simulator. I'm Chino Bra on my Instagram. I'm going to Big Island tomorrow. I got a show in Kona. If you have, did you just boo Kona? I didn't hear boo. I was like, who's booing? I got a show tomorrow night in Kona. If you have anybody on Big Island, specifically Kona side, let them know Chino's rolling through. I'm going to be at the Kona Elks Lodge. Tickets are almost sold out, so let them know soon. Next, Mike will be here. February 18th, we got a real comedy show. Or no, sorry, no, not February 18th. February 26th. February 26th, we have a real comedy show here. It's going to be the Gateway Comedy Show. What is that? It's a famous show all around that travels around the nation where a comedian does a 15-minute set sober, gets high, and then does their set high. It's that show that's been on Instagram, Facebook, you've probably seen it around. We're doing it here, February 26th. Tell your friends. Have a good night. We love you. We'll see you next time. End simulation. Bye-bye.
That's crazy. I also can't believe Mr. Lee. As a baby, and that's like just going to war on and smoking weed, wasting our tax dollars and shit. What a fucker, and we're still paying it, bro.
You know, any chance I could get a selfie? Absolutely. I'm an notorious fan. No.